Hello, welcome to Big Al's Eats. Got a little cooking show over on Facebook. Do a few things on YouTube, but I wanted to do an unboxing today on a pellet grill that I purchased the other day. This is the Camp Chef Woodwind 36. I'm going to unbox it, look through and see what all we got. They say you can assemble one of these in a short period of time. It's going to be a trip for me. I'm just getting over double knee replacement surgery. Yep, got the scars on both knees. So I don't get out on the floor anymore. I'm just curious to see how easy this is going to be for me to put it together standing up. So let's see if we can't get the box open and see what's on the inside. That's very interesting there. It's packaged very well, and the box actually falls apart. Makes it easy. You don't have to cut the box open. Yeah, that's pretty neat there. I was quite sure I was probably going to need a razor blade to cut this box open, but there it is. It gives you a little workstation here to work with. So let's open it up and see what's inside. It's pretty neat. They give you a ball cap. Camp Chef it includes a little ball cap. Let's see, some kind of rack. Got the legs. Yeah, this thing is packaged up. It's packaged up very nice. Front legs, back legs, locking casters. It's packaged so nicely. We have more packing than we do the pellet grill. There's more parts to the packing. So let's got racks in here. Some more racks. For instructions on how to put it together, and I have not found any yet. I'm sure that they're in here somewhere. So anyway, we got it unpacked there and got everything kind of laid out. I'm going to continue to look for the directions, and I wanted to tell you I did my homework on these. I am what I like to call myself a barbecue purist. You know, if you're not cooking with wood, if you're not stick cooking or cooking with lump charcoal, you're one of those people that uses gas or something like that. And I looked around, I asked people what their thoughts were. I have a couple of neighbors that use pellet grills, and I was very impressed with them. So what kind do y'all like? And everybody gave me their opinions, and I looked at all of them, from bottom shelf all the way to the top of the mountain, you know. And I wound up, I liked the Camp Chef, and went down the other day, picked one up, and seems like a very nice, well built product. Heavy gauge steel. When you lift the lid on this, it's heavy. And that's what you're looking for. You know, when you shut the lid, you don't hear all this tin banging around. So let me see if I can find the directions, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll get my tools together and we'll start the assembly process. Okay, we're back. I've got the Camp Chef unpacked. I've got it laid out on the floor there, and they suggest putting a blanket or something down to keep from scratching it up. When I unboxed it, the actual box fell apart, and it makes a nice pallet, if you will, to lay this camp shelf on. So the first thing you got to do is install the legs, and I've got 2 of them already in there. And the directions are very easy to follow. They were actually, the directions were in this other box I have over here where the pellet hopper is at. But the directions are very easy, and all of the screws and bolts, nuts, everything are in little Ziploc bags, and they're labeled with what it is, bag number 7, 4 M6, 15 screws. And it's got 2 10-inch screws, or 10 millimeter 10 screws, something, well, whatever it says. Everything's labeled, and it's got a bag number, and that corresponds with the directions. It tells you which bag to grab to put the legs on. So I've already got, and they also include an Allen wrench. It's a 5 millimeter Allen wrench, and I will use that, but I've got a cordless drill over there with a 5 millimeter Allen head in it. So I'm going to start out with that. So let's just go ahead and get these legs on, and there is a front and a back, and it's stamped on the legs. So let's go ahead and get that started. And it comes, you know, with the bolts and a lock washer. So I'm going to start them by hand. There's 2 for each leg, and when I install those legs in the slots in there, you know, there's already pre-drilled holes and nuts that are actually attached. So it fits. It's not going to be wobbly. It fits nicely. So I'll go ahead and put screws in the front legs. And they also say that it's if it's possible, you need an extra pair of hands, and that could be very true, because this it's not real light. All right, now I'll just run these down. I wouldn't recommend tightening them up with this drill. You could possibly strip something out. Alright, that's got half the legs. What I'll do now, I'll install the other ones and put bolts in those. And we'll be back. The second part of this installation is installing this lower shelf. And we'll do that after I get the other 2 legs on. I'm just going to repeat the same process I did for these, and I've got the legs laid out. So I'll get those in there, get those tightened up, and then we'll tackle this shelf. I wanted to share a little something with you. Since my knee surgery, I had knee replacement surgery. I can't get down on the floor down here. And now what I've done, I went ahead and installed the bottom shelf. And what I did, instead of laying on the ground, I just laid the grill on its back, put the shelf in there, put the screws in it, then flipped it over on the door side, put the other screws in it. It was actually easier to do it that way than I believe than to lay on the ground and try to get it in there. But it worked out great. And one other thing, whenever you're laying this down, if you lay it on the back or whatever, and it tells you in the directions to be careful, because the lid can fall open. So what I did, I took a little piece of tape and put on the lid, so when I laid it back, the lid wouldn't fall back and jam it or get it out of alignment. So the next thing to do is install the chimney. And the screws on this one were already installed in the holes. And they were actually in there really tight. So whenever you start to take a screwdriver and get these screws out, make sure you've got a good screwdriver, because I think it would be real easy to strip the head of it out. So, just a little reminder, you know, there ain't nothing I hate worse than a stripped out screw. The wind's starting to blow out here a little bit too, and all the little plastic bags are trying to blow off. So let's go ahead and get this chimney on, if I can deal with it. This is you know, when in the directions they tell you sometimes two hands are better than one. Well, I got two of them tied up, and I need one more to help me get this thing on here. But we'll make it work. Ain't a big deal. All right, got that one started. And there's just 3 screws in there, so real simple. Stick it through there, and it comes with a gasket, so you know you need to install that gasket. Alright, I've got 2 of them on there, and I'll put the other one on in just a minute. And now I want to put the top on here, the chimney cap. And it comes pre-assembled, you know, it's got a screw in it with a bolt on the back. And it gives you directions on how to do this. And there's a winter setting and a summer setting, you know. In the summer you may want it a little more open, a little more gap in here, but in the winter you want like a 1/2 inch. It holds more heat in. So, you know, you screw that into your desired height that you want, and that's that with that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish tightening up this chimney, then we'll move on to the next step. The handle in the hardware, it comes pre-assembled. You can see the bracket that goes on the inside of the cooker, and it has the bolts already screwed into the handle. So I'm going to take those loose and install the handle. And if I'm not mistaken, you want this part pointing down. It's got directions, you know, it shows you how to do it in the directions. Have a screwdriver. So I put the screws back in there. We're going to put the handle on the outside, this on the inside, screw it down. This is another one of those cases where you could probably use an extra hand. Big deal. And there you have it. Makes it a lot easier with the lid handle on. Alright, we'll move on to the next step. Yeah, y'all bear with me. Okay, we've got the handle installed. Now the next thing to do, I've gotten the hopper out of the box, and I have the next step is to attach the lid of the hopper to this. And let me make a recommendation. Whenever you start messing around inside this hopper, there is a hole down in there where the auger is. Put a rag in there so you don't drop a screw down in it. So I went ahead and I've started these screws into this lid. So all I'm going to do now is just tighten them up. Next steps in the manual is to install the handle on the hopper handle. Well, it was already installed, so that's a step we're not going to have to mess with. I don't know if that's the way they all come or what, but anyway, we've got that hooked up. Now we'll go on to the next step, and I think we're probably going to put an auger or something inside get this mounted. That's where we're going to need another extra hand. So y'all stick around, we'll get this next part started. Next step we're going to do, we're going to install the burner pullout. This actually covers where the burner goes through. It allows ash to drop down into the cup on the bottom. So we install it from the inside like this, line it up, and there's a bushing here that's going to go in the end. You slide that, screw it on, screw it down all the way, slide go up back in. It's got a latch down on the end to keep it from coming all the way out, and then you install your pull-out knob. There it is. Yeah, it's got a lock on there so you don't accidentally pull it out. Now we'll go on to the next step. Okay, the next step is to install the hopper. I have already slid it in there, and I've got the thermometer wires. That's the tough one to say. You got the thermometer wires going through a hole in the end, and you've got to feed it through a little loop up here at the top and bolt it down. And there's two holes on the inside on this rack here. You put two of the designated screws through that, bolt it down, and then slide the remainder of the thermometer wire back into the hopper. And now I'll go ahead and tighten those wires down. After doing the thermometer, there's a cover plate that goes on, and it goes on under the thermometer where the wires go through. This is just to go in there. You put it with the notch going up and put the screws in it, and make sure you don't pinch that wire because it'll fit right in those little holes. And I'll go ahead and get that done, and we'll be back with the next step. The next step is to attach the hopper to the actual cooker itself with supplied 4 screws. Sometimes it can be hard to find the hole to put that screw in. You're kind of working blind. Started, and now I'll go ahead and put the other 4 in. This is another case of where 2 extra hands would be better than what you've got. So I'll go ahead and install the other 3, tighten it down, and we'll go to the next step with putting brackets on the inside. The next step we're going to do is install the rack brackets here with the supplied bolt and nuts to go on that, and we'll put those right up here at the top. Now we'll just tighten them up. I've already installed them on this side, so I'm just going to tighten these up over here. Alright, there you have that. Now we'll go on to the next step. One of the last steps we're going to do now is install the shelf that goes on the end. They already have the holes in there. All you have to do is run the recommended screws in there, tighten it up, and that's it. It'll be easy once you get two of them started. What makes it nice is shelf has holes in the top of it here, so you can look through those holes and tell where the screws are going to go. You're not going at it so much blind on this. I got two more screws to install in that. Then what I'm going to do is take the knobs and attach those to where they go on here. So stick around, let me tighten this up. We'll be right back. We finished doing all the installation, putting everything together, and now we're ready to fire it up and do a break-in burn. We're going to put some pellets in, plug it into the wall, and cooking with electricity. You know how people say we cooking with gas? Well, today we cooking with electricity. So let me grab some pellets. We're gonna fill this up and see what the break-in mode does. It's gonna start smelling good, I think. So y'all bear with me. Hang on. Okay, I've put some pellets in the hopper over here. Plug the power cord into the wall, and now we're gonna do the feed part of this. We're gonna fill the smoke tube up with pellets. And I got my directions here, so what it's saying do is rotate the knob to feed, and hit the select button, and then hit it again for confirm. And I can hear the auger starting to turn now. This mode will run for no more than 7 minutes, and I've got the clean out knob pulled open, so when the pellets get in there to the burner, they'll start dropping down and hit the cup that's underneath. So when that happens, what you got to do is close that knob, and that lets you know that the auger is full and is ready to cook. And then I'm going to set the temperature to 350 degrees to do a break-in. So waiting on this thing to load up, and we'll be back in just a minute and we'll reset the temperature. All right, we got the feed tube working. Now I'm going to install the drip pan. You just slide it in on top of this. It's got little brackets that it fits on. And that's that. Now we put the lower grates in. Right down there on that rack. There we go. And now we can do the upper racks. Okay, now what we want to do, don't forget the drip pan on here. Oh, I forgot to put it on here. Here's neat. You got a little tin pan, got a little catch pan to go inside there to keep everything nice and clean. And we're not going to cook, so there's not going to be anything dripping. So now what we want to do is set the smoke temperature, or set the temperature in low smoke, high smoke. And I'm going to do 350 degrees. And let me double check the set smoke. Set smoke. I'm going to set it on 5. I'm just going to go halfway. And confirm that. And it cranks up and starts going. And this is going to run for a period of time. I'm not sure how long. I read what it said, but we're doing a little break-in thing right now. So we'll be back in a minute. It's going to take a few minutes to get this thing going. So y'all hang in there. We'll be back. I got this camshaft in the startup mode, and it's really starting to smoke now. Smelling good out here. So after 6 minutes, this thing goes into the temperature mode, and it's going to go up to 350 degrees, and then we're going to just burn it off and get everything seasoned up. So we'll be back shortly. Stick around. Okay, we've got this thing assembled, went through the initial startup and did a break-in burn on it, and ran it at 350 degrees for about 35-40 minutes, and I just now hit the shutdown mode. So that's going to run, I think, for 20 minutes, and actually what that does, it burns off all the pellets that are still left in the tube in there. So yeah, it was easy to install, not a lot of problems. The booklet says, you know, it's best if you have help, but I did it all by myself. It took a little longer than expected, but like I was talking about at the first of the video, I've just had double knee replacement, and I can't get down on the ground to lay down and put the screws in and all that. But it all worked out. I just did a little fancy work getting those screws in them holes. I have to lay the grill down, pick it back up, spin it, instead of just laying on the ground. But it all went real well. It's really easy to put together. The directions were great. All the nuts and bolts and screws were labeled in individual bags. I highly recommend the Camp Chef Woodwind 36. It's a great grill, and I think I'm going to like it. Actually, there ain't no thinking about it. This baby does the job. And never cooked on a pellet grill. I've always been a stick burner or lump charcoal. So you try it out, check it out. Remember to like the video, and if I can answer any questions, please leave me a message. So from Big Al's Eats and my Camp Chef pellet grill, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.